The following is a presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. And why, hi there, I'm Ron Chuckett, and welcome to the debut of a brand new series here on the channel. We're going to call it Omnibus because it really just kind of encompasses everything that's not part of a long-term project or what you would consider to be a conventional, in the sense, sport that you would replay. Think of it kind of as like a wide world of sports from that network behind me, over there, the banner that attacks me. Or the old Sports Spectacular, or Sports World, or, you know, any of those anthology series that would take you from bungee jumping to Acapulco cliff diving, or whatever. And so, in this series of things, we're going to go learn some games together, and it's going to lead to what I'm going to call, starting in a few weeks, the Summer of Tokyo, which is going to be a complete replay of the 1964 Summer Olympics in Tokyo. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it by, one stream by sport, or if I'm going to do it by days, but whatever. But we're going to completely replay the games of the 1964 Summer Olympics in Tokyo to scratch that Olympic itch for you. But in order for me to actually do that and do that well, we're going to go through the next few weeks and try out some games on the channel from Roberto Civini's library of excellent stuff to just kind of do something different. And today's, instead of doing the usual baseball, football, basketball, hockey, or things that are kind of pretty graphically, pretty with graphics, we're just going to do, like I said, like you would find on the old wide world of sports. Sometimes there might be a fight. Well, my wife could come in here. We could fight like that. No, that's not what's going to happen. Sometimes there might be an auto race. We've got a whole variety of different things, from Formula 1 to USAC. Yeah, you can shut the door. I see what you got there. Or some NASCAR goodies. I have the entire NASCAR run. Yes. My wife is showing me that she found toilet paper, which for, June of 2020 you should have. Or, like I said, Formula 1, or even some Australian V8 cars. How about that? Or we could do some things like volleyball, or track and field, or cycling, judo. I mean, look, the sky's the limit, and sometimes we're going to feature some more obscure sports. Swimming is not an obscure sport, but it's not one that gets a lot of love on the tabletop. It's hard to visualize, which is why we're sticking this in the Omnibus series. We're going to do two events for you today, and the first one we're going to do in its entirety, as you're going to see every roll I have to make within the course of the race. We're going back to the 2001 FINA, that's the Nautical Federation, FINA, Federation International Nautica, whatever, for swimming. And so we're going to do two races today. They're both the 200-meter butterfly. We're going to do the women first, and that will be kind of an instructional race. You'll see it on the spreadsheet. I'm going to do every roll for you, how I check for form adjustment, and then we're to look on I'm not going to show you the tables because that gives away the game, but we're going to do all 32 rolls and add up the times and go through for the medals and that. And then we're doing the men's 200-meter butterfly because that was the first time that someone by the name of Michael Phelps medaled in a major competition. He, of course, is the most decorated Olympian of all time, but at Fukuoka, where the 2001 World Championships were, he won the 200-meter butterfly at the age of 15 years old, the youngest ever to do that in a major swimming event. So that's what we got for you today. Two 200-meter butterfly races, both the women's and the men's. We're going to use Central Lane Swimming from Roberto Civini. The game is really no longer in print, but if you asked him nicely, you probably could pick it up. Swimming Stars is his major one there, and when we do, he will do some Swimming Stars stuff, but I had the World Championship pack for that, and I was just looking around. So join us for the first edition of Omnibus here on Retro Sports Network as we go back 19 years. I guess that's a retro sport, to revisit Michael Phelps' first major championship win and Petria Thomas of Australia and her big triumph in the pool in Japan. Okay, so you see where I am. I'm on the adjust button for, or the adjust column for the race. Everyone has a form. Petria Thomas is an A+. She won the race in real life. Annika Melhorn took the silver for Germany. She's rated an A. Caitlin Sandeno, who was a very good relay racer for the United States, she medaled in both the 2000 and 2004 Olympics for the Americans, should get the contend with the silver with Japan, a home race for Yukio Nakanishi. So they are there. We'll see what their forms are in a minute. Mette Jakobsen of Denmark, Eva Ristov of Hungary, Miria Garcia of Spain, and Shelley Ripple of the United States. Those are the 8. There's only 8 racers rated there, and so it's only the final. So what we're going to do is roll for form adjustment. And so I've got a table here. You see on the screen the 2 red die. They say 0, 0. They're really going to read 1 through 6. We're going to roll that by me hitting F11, and then we will look at the table for the dice roll. Now, the lower the roll, the better you can go. So Thomas, if she happens to roll a 2, is going to get some 3 pluses there for the A, and we'll explain what that is in a second. So you're going to see every roll here. So the modifier, a roll of 6, 7, and 8 is no change. If someone rolls between a 9 or 12, they're going to go down in stature, although I'm not sure you can go below an E, can you? I lost my mouse. There we go. Can you go below an E? No, you can't. So if we get below an E, you get some minuses thrown in there. And so we'll be adding times. All right. So I got the chart open. I roll the die. It's a 3 for Thomas. She's going to get 2 pluses here. So she's not going to lose the event. Melhorn could gain as many as 3 pluses if she rolls a 2. Let's see. How is her form going in the final? A 9, so she's going to turn into a B. So Thomas should win this race going away. Caitlin Sandeno of the United States is a C. She rolls an 8. She'll stay a C. Nakanishi of Japan. Oh, she's going to become an A, so she's going to medal. Hometown will do well for their Jakobsen. Doesn't want to be a D, she'll be a D. Ristov would like some help. She's an E. Won't get any. She rolls a 7. Garcia of Spain rolls a 6. And Ripple of the United States rolls a 6. So no changes there. And we switch tables. So if I had the rule book open for you to see, we'd be reading out a Table C, which is to be used with any 200 meters event, both individual and relay segment, men's and women's, 4 rolls for each race or relay segment. So you can see how I have it broken up. 50 meters, 100 meters, 150 meters, 200 meters. That's just a lap in the pool. It's roughly about 150 feet. And the average time should be 32.1 seconds per 50. Now, the world record coming in to this race was set by Susie O'Neill at 2:05.81. Now, let me take a look at the table. Thomas is going to shatter that, I would think. Yeah, she's really going to be... She didn't break it. What was the... The current world record, by the way, is by Zig Liu of China. She set it on October 21st, 2009, swimming it in 2:01.81. Now, Michael Phelps did set a world record in the event at 15 years old when we get to the men. So the 200-meter butterfly, we're going to start with Shelley Ripple. And we're going to roll some dice. So the lower the number here, the red die, add them together, and then we cross-check against the chart and get a time. Now, for the 2A swimmers, Nakanishi and Thomas, they're going to get a boost on anything from a 2 to a 9. Melhorn gets a boost off the average on 32.1. Oh, no, it's 2:08. All right, she should be fine. So the E swimmers, Ristoff, Garcia, and Ripple, they do get a boost on it too. So the medalists should be Thomas, Nakanishi, and Melhorn. Sandeno should have a good time in there, but Nakanishi gets a big boost from the crowd here from Japan. Fukuoka, I believe it is. So Ripple will start first. She rolls a 7 on an E, and that's a 0.2 difference. Garcia rolls a 6, which is a 0.15 difference. So I take that 0.15, add it to 32.1. 32.25 for her first lap in the pool. Ristoff rolls an 11. That's not very good. In fact, that's going to add 0.58 seconds. She touches the pool, I'm sure, last. Matt Jakobsen will read off the D column. 4, that's a good roll. She rolls an opening 50 of 32.15. Now, here's the hometown favorite, Nakanishi. She's trying to upset the Australian Thomas. Nakanishi's first 50 meters, oh, it's not great. She took 0.05 of a second off the average, so a 32.05. Sandeno reads off the C, a 5C. Not bad, 0.09. So she at the moment is ahead. Melhorn slips down to a B for Germany. Still should get some good 50s here. 0.09 as a matter of fact. She touches the wall the same time as Sandeno. Now for Thomas, you're going to see 3 rolls here. You're going to see, or 2 rolls, no, 3 rolls. You get 1 for the A, and then we roll 2. Well, okay, let me just do the base roll first. She rolls a 6, which gives me a 0.19 advantage. Now, the 2 pluses means that she gets to go 2 more times, but we're going to add the dice together for that. So 0.19. Okay, 19 and 8 is 27. And 27 and 6 is 33. So we got to knock 33.33 seconds off that. So 23 from 32 is 32.77. So through the, I won't go through and sort halfway through, but she touches the wall 0.3 of a second after or before Melhorn and Sandeno do. Nakanishi, not a good first 50, but she's in contention for a medal. Jakobsen, a good first 50. Ristoff, not in great shape. All right, so the next 50 meters,
Ripple off the E. That's 0.2, not bad. Consistent, Garcia. 32.25 for the first 50. 32.25 for the second 50. Ristov trying to improve off of her slow first 50 meters. Well, wow. 32.14. 0.04 was the time. Won't get her out of the cellar, but her first 100 halfway through the race in a minute 4:82. Jakobsen, 32.15 for her first 56 on the D is 0.04. Not bad. Consistent times for the Dame. 104.29 for the first half. Nakanishi needs a good roll here. Didn't get it her first 50. 8 will be 0.09, so 32.01. Her first half of the race in 64.06, a minute 4:06. Sandino. Out of the C. 5C should be good. Yep, 0.09, so... Consistent times, 32.01, 64.02. She just touched in front of Nakanishi for the first half of the race. Melhorn out of the B, 6B, 0.14. A good second 50, 31.96. Oops. Good thing I looked at that. Now, Thomas, her base roll is an 8, so 0.09. And now we're going to add 2 rolls of 2d6 to that. So 0.09, 9, 16, 7 makes 16, and 5 is 21. So 31.89. First half of her race in a minute 3:66. Now we'll sort. And what I do here is I go to the L column. Smallest to largest. And that's how I get the time. So halfway through the race, Thomas only has a 0.3 of a second lead on Melhorn, who is hanging in there for the silver. Sandeno and Nakanishi fighting for the bronze. Nakanishi has not gotten good dice rolls despite the fact she's an A. Jakobsen, Garcia, Ripple, and Ristov are just there. So Ristov will roll first. Her third 50 meter is a 6 on the E, and that is, oops, helps if you don't drop it, 0.15. So 32.25. Consistent times for the Hungarian. Ripple has rolled a 32.3 for both. Not a good, a slow 50 here. 0.43 the difference. And Ristov has passed Ripple in the pool. Garcia rolls a 9. That's not good. 0.32. Her slowest 50 meter, but she's in a minute 36.92. Jakobsen out of the D. 10D is not great. That's a quarter second. But she's still 5th. Now Nakanishi. The crowd urging her on again. That's just 0.9. It's 32.01. She's going to need a heck of a close just to medal. Sandeno. 8C is .04 to the good, to the bad. Maybe she's starting to tire as Nakanishi beat her to the touch by 9/100ths of a second. Now, Melhorn trying to stay with Thomas. 6B for Melhorn. Ooh. Again, another good 50. Minute 35.93. Now, Thomas, her base roll is a 9, so only .05. So 5. And then to that, I add 3 for 8. And to the 8, I add 5. So 13. That's not great at all. 31.97. And so Melhorn, down 0.3 of a second, actually had the fastest segment. So let's resort, and then we'll do the final 50 meters. Okay, so as we get to the final 50 meters, Thomas by 0.3 of a second. She's in a minute 35.63. Melhorn in position for the silver. Nakanishi leads Sandero by 9/1000ths of a second. Those are your 4 medalists. Jakobsen, Garcia, Ristov, and Ripple swimming good races, but they're going to be well short. Now, here's Ripple. Reading the E column on a 4. A good last 50 for her. Her best 50 meters of the race at 32.14. She touches it at a minute 2:09.27. Ristov out of the E reads a 7.2. 32.3. So Ripple passed her by 1/10 of a second. Now Garcia. Her best 50 meters is 32.25. She rolls a 4 on the E, and it'll be 32.14. She finishes in 2:09.06. Jakobsen, who's best, will be rolling on the D column. Her best 50 meters is 32.14. Jakobsen puts on some speed and will be 32.14. .04 to the bad. But she touches the wall at 2:08.78. Now here is the medalist, Sandeno, currently 9/1000th of a second out of the silver, out of the bronze. From the C, ooh, she'll lose some time. In fact, she lost 0.2. The last 100 meters, she just kind of slowed down a bit. She finishes at 2:08.46. Nakanishi is going to get at least a bronze. 7A is 0.14 to the good. Her best 50 of the race at 31.96. She touches the wall at 2:08.03. Now Melhorn. Out of the B7, it is again a 0.9 to the good, so 32.01. She hangs on by 11/1000th of a second for the silver. 32.01, a very consistent race. Now Thomas. Her base roll, ooh, she actually would lose a little bit here. So 0.01. Now 2 rolls, 4. So she's at 3. 3 and 7 is 1, so 32 flat is her time, and she touches the wall at 2:07.63. She wins the race by 0.3 of a second, and Petria Thomas of Australia, an Olympic champion in her own right, is the world champion here in the 200 women's butterfly. 2:07.63. Milhorn at 2:07.94. Nakanishi for the home country Japan, 2:08.03 wins the silver. Sandeno, who won the silver in real life, 2:08.46. Jakobsen of Denmark, 2:08.78. Garcia, 2:09.06. And Ristov, 2:09.37. Ripple actually will take 7th. Ristov had a bad last 50. So Thomas did not do a great job, but it was just enough. We'll get to the men's 200 meter in a moment. All right, just to clarify something here for the results of the race. Thomas set the course record in real life with a 2:06.73. Milhorn 2:06.97 and Sandeno 2:08.52. And so she would have, so Nakanishi actually did a great job on that. Sandeno would have won the bronze with that real time. She was actually just 0.06 of a second off it. So she did better, and so pretty good. So Thomas 2:07.63, and Wikipedia says that the 200 butterfly was done in 2:06.73. So she won the real race by 0.2 of a second. She beat Milhorn by 29 of a second. So pretty darn accurate. All right, the men, and you'll see them actually in the pool when we come back. Okay, let's set the men up for you. You'll see the race in its entirety. We don't go through the whole setup and all that. We're going to do 29 seconds per 50 here. That's the average time. Now, Michael Phelps set the world record at 15 years old in this race from Fukuoka, Japan. So Michael Phelps stays the same. He's going to get an A, and then he's going to get one 2d6 roll to determine his time. Mal Chow, who was an American champion and an Olympic gold medalist from Atlanta, is an A. He didn't change. Franck Esposito from France, one of the great 25-meter pool swimmers of all time. He's got a lot of records in the short pool. But Polyakov from Russia won the silver or won the bronze in real life. He stays the same. Yamato from Japan, home country favorite, remains a C. Slantnev of the Ukraine got a bit of a boost. He goes from a D to a C. That should help his chances. Justin Norris of Australia did not have a good warm-up. He's actually going to have time added. He's guaranteed to finish last. And Curtis Biden of Canada got a bit of a boost. It won't be enough, but Biden should be all right. As I said, Phelps set the world record in Austin, Texas before this meet and set the world record here at this meet. So 29 seconds is the average here per the 50 meters. So we should be about 2 minutes would be my guess for what we should get here. And it may be a little fast. The current world record, the real race, by the way, as I scroll through my notes, 1:54.58 by Phelps. So that's the time to watch for. That would be a world record. Malchow 1:50.528 and Polyakov of Russia 1:55.68. Now, Malchow set the record in Charlotte in June of 2000, 1:55.18. Phelps set the record the first time March 30th, 2001 in Austin at 1:54.92. That's the world record going in. He broke it by almost 0.4 of a second here in Fukuoka. And over the course of his career, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, he would set the record 8 times. The last time in Rome in 2009. In fact, from when he first broke it in 2001 to the last time he broke it 8 years later, he shaved 3 4/10 seconds off the record. So if you're ready, they're in the pool. And I should get the right thing up. It helps if you get the right chart. Maiden, a 6 off the D. Not bad. $29.04. Norris, we're going to take another roll to add to whatever this is. So 8E is 0.25. 25 and 8 is 33. Oof. A late start, and he's already 0.3 of a second out of 6th place or 7th place. Salantiev, the Ukrainian swimmer, got the boost, and boy, did he ever get the boost. He rolls a 3. That's 28. That's 0.19 off the average, so it's 28.81. A good first 50. Yamato rolls a 29. Flat. That's a 7 on a C is always average. So Slantiev got a 1900th of a second jump right there. Now Polakov, reading out of the B, 6B is 0.14. 28.86. Esposito, the Frenchman, out of the A, 5. 28.75. Malchow, 4. 33. Now, let's see. Flying out of the pool already. Now, Phelps, with that plus, gets his base roll and then will take more time off that. His base roll is a 6, so it's 19. And then to that, we'll add 4, so 23. So it is 28.77. So after the first 50, Malchow is first at 28.67. Esposito is second, 28.75. And Phelps touches the wall third at 28.77. Polakov, 28.86 for fourth, or for fifth rather. Salantov of the Ukraine, 28.81. So we got a good race. Now the second lap of the pool, 100 meters. Biden, now the D4, another good boost, 28.95. The Canadian does the first half of the race in 57.99. That's great. Norris is going to struggle. Well, he got a good roll there, 4. And we add to it 4, so not bad. He recovers after the slow start, 29.08, but he touches the wall at 58.41 halfway home. Salantiev, out of the C, 6C, good race. $28.95. He touches the wall to start his second 100 at 57.76. Yamato, 8C, 29.04. 58.04. Salantiev is well ahead of the rest of them, and Maiden having a good race. Now Polakov, out of the beat. Ooh, a slow 50. He touches the wall at 58.01 for the butterfly. So Salantiev really is in a position for a medal. Now Esposito, out of the A, 4A, 33. $28.67. He touches the wall at 57.42. Malchow, 5A, quarter second. His time is 57.42 to touch the wall at the same time. Phelps, remember, he gets a bonus, 6, so 19. We add 6 to that. Oh, 28.75. He's still in third. So halfway home, Malchow and Esposito touch the wall at 57.42. Phelps a tenth of a second back at 57.52 for the bronze. Salanteyev, the race of his life, 57.76. So is Maiden, 57.99. And then Polakov, who was heavily favored to medal, 58.01. Yamato, 58.04. And Norris, remember that very rough start. He's 0.4 of a second back and a full second back of the leaders. Second 100 meters, Norris. Remember, we're going to add to this one. It won't be so bad. Another good 50. Again, another 29.08. 127.49 for the first 150. Yamato out of the sea. Oh, he finally got a good boost. His best 50, 28.81. Polakov leads out of the B. A disappointing race for him. It won't get much better here. 28.95. In fact, Yamato's beaten him. Now Maiden. Running some great times. 7D is 0.09. Biden falls back a bit as Polakov and Yamato beat him in the pool. Salanteyev out of the sea. 10.15. Starting to tire, but in a good position. Now here's Phelps. Remember, he gets the bonus roll. He's going to have to get a good kick. He got one here. 19, 25, and 5 is 30. 28.7 for that segment. The best. He's at 126 and 22. Esposito trying to hang on. He has his worst segment. Phelps has passed him in the pool. Malchow, 5:20. Another good segment. 28.75, and now the difference is 0.05 of a second. So as we go in the last 50 meters, one lap of the pool to go. Malchow by 5/100 of a second over Phelps. Esposito with a slow 50 slides down to third. Yamato won't get, but that's it. They're not going to catch them. Yamato a half second out. Salanteyev a slower segment. Polakov trying to catch up. I'm not sure he will. He's 0.6 out of a medal. Maiden and Norris are just hanging on. So Malchow, Phelps, and Esposito, a three-way shot for the gold medal. 50 to go. Norris, a 7 on an E, 0.2. And we're going to add to that a 3. $29.23, slowest segment, 156.72. Maiden out of the D, 7D, 0.09. 156.17, he touches the wall. Polakov out of the B, 8, never had a great race. He touches it at 155.91. Salanteyev out of the C, 11. Ooh, another slow segment. He tired at the end. In fact, Polakov touched the wall 0.2 of a second beforehand. So Polakov, now here comes Yamato. 8C, 0.04 to the bad. $155.89, but he just got the hand in there in front of Polakov. Now the medalist, Esposito. His best 50 is 28.67. 7 out of the A is 14, so that's 28.86. He touches the wall at 155.23. Phelps, remember, he gets the boost. He only needs 5 100ths faster than Malchow to win the race. His best 50 was 28.7. He gets 19 here. His first roll is a 7. That's 26. And the second roll is an 8. So 34, 28, 28.66. He saves his best for last. That's the best segment for anybody now. Malchow. So Phelps touches the wall at 154.88. I don't think that's the record, and Malchow has a terrible last 50. And Phelps is going to win by almost 0.3 of a second. Malchow appears to have the silver, and Esposito over Polikoff for the bronze at 155.23. We'll get it sorted and tell you about records in a moment. Well, it's technically a world record, but not by the margin that he set in real life. It was 154.58 in real life. He does it in 154.88. So Phelps not only wins the gold, he gets to put the world record there. So 154.88 for Phelps at 15 years old to win the gold here in Japan. Malchow 155.2, and he actually ran the race, or swam the race, in 155.28, so not bad. Esposito takes the silver, 155.23, and that was better than Polikoff's 155.68 in real life. Yamato finishes fourth, 155.89. Polikoff not too far off his real time, 155.91. Salantviev of the Ukraine just kind of got tired the last 100 meters, 156.11. Maiden, the same deal, just ran the race of his life, 156.17. And Norris just was slow out of the gate and slow for the last 50, 156.72. But Michael Phelps, at 15, wins the World Championship after the 200-meter men's butterfly and sets the world record by 4 1,000ths of a second at 154, 114, and base 60 is 154 and 88. So Phelps wins the gold, Malchow the silver, and Esposito wins the bronze. Esposito's middle 50 of 28, or second 50, 28.67, was the second best, second fastest of the race for anybody. Phelps had the best close. In fact, he got faster as the race went on. 28.77 the first 50, 28.75 the second, 28.7 flat for the third, and 28.66 for the fourth. Yeah, I'm right here. All right, so that is our first edition of Omnibus using Central Lane Swimming. We took you back to the 2001 World Championship Swimming and Diving for the 200-meter butterfly for both the women and the men. So if you go back and watch the women's race, wow, 43 minutes. You can see how it ran in its entirety and how I got to where I was and how the dice worked, and the men's race for that. So I know it's a little bit long. It's a swimming race, but there you have it. So Michael Phelps, debutante party. He wins the World Championship and sets the world record his second time in a matter of months in the year of 2001. Omnibus will return next week with more Olympic-style sports for you. Not sure what we're going to do as we get set, as I said, probably around the 1st of August for the summer of Tokyo. Until then, I'm Ron Juckett. Thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you the next time.